All right. Another mic check. Can you guys hear me? And please let me know if there's an echo. I really hope not. How about you write, be careful, your. There's an echo. Loud and clear. Okay, great. I'm going to take my picture off screen, you guys. There is about a 30-second delay, so I don't want it to look like I'm just standing around here for 30 seconds while I wait for questions to be answered. So, welcome everybody. We'll go ahead and get started. It's right around 2 p.m. my time. I am in California, so welcome everybody. This is my first live session here, going live for all you, and I really just wanted to touch basis pretty much on this week's trading that I did. I know a lot of you already kind of follow me on Twitter, in the chat room. So some of you are already familiar with what's going on here. But I just want to touch basis. You know, I had about four earnings plays we did. All were winners. So I wanted to kind of recap on how this week went regarding that. And then also I wanted to recap off the big winner I had right off my watch list with Roku. So it's going to be probably a good little half-hour session, maybe a little bit more. We'll see what we get out of it. But I guess you guys ready? Thank you, Brandon. I had that done by Derek. Thank you, Derek, for that. So first and foremost, most of you guys kind of are aware here. We do have that wonderful disclaimer. I'm going to leave that up for a second. Okay, I'm not a financial advisor. I do not give any financial advice, any recommendations for any trade. You are your own person when deciding to make the trades. Okay. All right. So jump right on into this, you guys. Oh, let me turn this off. There we go. Let me get rid of that timer too. All right. So first and foremost here, I want to talk about the earnings plays that I did. I placed, we're coming to the end of earnings season 2. This really would have been a lot better if we did this earlier. I apologize. But so this week we took 4 earnings plays. All right. And the first one this week was actually with Target. I think Target and Best Buy, were they together? No, they were separate. All right. So the first one that I took here was Target. Now, I'll quickly recap these 4 trades, and then I'll go back and actually talk about how I got in them, why I got in them, and just quickly talk about it. So again, right, I think I took Target here on Monday, which was it Monday or was it Tuesday? I'm horrible. Tuesday. Okay, I took a strangle on Target. Okay. A lot of people don't like to go naked. Guys, they're not that crazy. So 3 of my 4 earnings plays were strangles, naked plays, and they actually worked out perfectly. So really quick here, Target, guys, we nailed that. Less than 24 hours, 42.5% winner. Not bad. The next day, I jumped over into Best Buy, did another strangle on that one. That one, call it 25% winner. All right. Next after that was TTWO. We were worried about this one. This one halted on us right at the market close. Hey, Davis, take care, man. I appreciate you jumping in here. You have a good night and a safe weekend. TTWO actually scared me for a second because I'd never traded this one on earnings. And it halted pending news. So I actually, I freaked out for a second. People that were in the room with me, we all were on this, on edge for a second. And then we realized they actually kind of halt on apparently all earnings plays. And then all turned out and we snagged a 25% winner on this one. All right. And then lastly, look, I don't trade all naked all the time here. Took NVIDIA yesterday. NVIDIA. That one was a crazy one, really expensive stock. You know, that was like a $4,000 buying power. So I put an iron condor on this one. And again, 23.5% winner. I mean, that's 4 for 4, you guys. Nailed them perfectly. And now, how did I do this? Why did I do it? Let's get into that. Okay, we'll go back. We'll start here on target. The way that I do these plays, and I know past performance, past history, that doesn't guarantee what things are going to do, right? But the way that I figure these trades out is I go and I look at how much each stock has actually Audrey, I just saw your message. I go back and I look at how each stock has reacted during its earning plays, right? I don't care if it went up or went down, beat earnings or did not. I really just want to see the largest gap up or down. So I will actually go back here and I'll pull up like a year's worth of the earnings plays just to look for the gaps, right? How big are they? How far do I need to set my strangles up? So you look at Target here, right? You know, we backtrace it a little bit, and Target really didn't move much here during, you know, what was that, February, early March, during the whole COVID stuff. Didn't really move too much, so nothing there. But then when I got to November, that was a big gap up. So what I do is I look for these gap ups or gap downs, and I try to make sure my strangle covers the biggest one out there. All right. So in this case, I kind of measured roughly 86 to like 100. Okay, that's about $15 move. You know, and then this one over here, roughly, what was that, 112, and then opened up here about 121. So I figure out the biggest area, and then I go ahead and set my strangles up that way. So let me find this, right? So what I ended up doing is I just strangled it. I did the 110s and the 140s here. Let me bring this up just so that we can see it a little bit better. Okay, I'm just going to go to a different expiration. So I went a 110 and a 140 strangle. That put us well outside the expected move for Target. Okay, covered the gap up or gap down potential. And then that's it, guys. Just take the trade. You can see Target's not that expensive to put on, about $1,600. And I got a $2.19 credit. Right, what are we at? 40 minutes before the close. I took $2.19. I closed it right at the open, guys, for $1.26. That was a 42.5% winner. Okay. What I also look for, okay, I want to kind of touch on this too. You got to make sure the IVR is substantially high. Maybe not substantially high, but at least high, because you want to have that IV contraction. So at the time that I took it, I hope I wrote it down. Target had an IV of 43.5 in the June cycle, or 43.5 period IVR. Okay. It is now, I mean, we're about 5 days later, but it's trading at 30 IVR. All right. So that gave a big contraction amount. And that's how we got the large win here with 40%. Okay. Did the same thing with Best Buy, you guys. I put this one on about an hour before the close. I checked it out. I wanted to make sure how big those gaps were on Best Buy. Went back through here. Notice Best Buy doesn't move that big. Had a couple of big movers, but other than that, not that bad. So a fairly wide strangle gets you covered here. All right, let me see if I can bring something back up here. I want to see if you want to see my pretty little face. Let me move me out of the way here. All right, so I went ahead again, went over the last year and a half. I measured the distance. Want to make sure that I cover these. So, you know, 74 to about 77, not a big runner. All right, so I went through about the year's worth, did the same thing. Went in, made sure that Best Buy had a reasonable IVR. And it did. Best Buy actually was sitting about 50, it looks like, when I took this trade on. And obviously now a week later, it's a little bit lower. But as an example, okay, the contraction, you can see that the IV gets pumped in pre-earnings, and after earnings, IV contraction comes out. That's ultimately what we look for. You can see here the implied volatility as well. That's now at 51. When I took the trade, it was at about 67. So there's some big contraction there as well. All right. So really simple, guys. Not that hard to set up earnings plays. Let's see. And then let me bring this one back up. So, you know, that one overnight, less than 24 hours, guys, 25% winner. Really good, really easy. I don't want to say easy. That's a bad term. It's not easy because you can lose. But when you do the probabilities in your favor. And let me show you what I mean by probabilities. That one was what? The 95.67s. So I went way out, way out of the money. You can look here and maybe we'll still be able to see it. The expected move, it's gone now. It was only a couple of bucks here. So we were well beyond the expected move. And by doing about a 10, 15 delta, if you're right, dead center like we have been actually in all four of these plays, that IV comes out. Those options that are so far out of the money, they become a lot cheaper. That IV comes out. They're no longer trading at $1. They're trading at like 50 cents. Okay. So I just rinse and repeat, guys. I did that over and over again. After Best Buy, the next day, I think it was the same day, right? We did TTWO. Same thing, right? 25% winner. Way out of the money. Way past those expected moves. All right. And then NVIDIA, guys, that one was super expensive. So I did an Iron Condor. This shows you that you can still do earning plays with an Iron Condor, still cover yourself and make, 23%. That's quite a lot. Imagine if you put in more than one contract on any of these guys. You know, these are nice big winners, you know. So, excuse me, hold on a second. But that's it. That's all I do when searching for earnings plays, right? I find out the liquid stocks, right? You don't want to go through here. You don't want to go through Earnings Whisper and just pick. My head's in the way. You don't want to go through and just pick, all these guys got earnings, let's play them. That's not how that works, because 90% of these that are on Earnings Whisper, they are not that liquid. All right. So you got to look through big names. Alibaba, Target was on there. Anything with a big name, then you come and you check the liquidity. You want to make sure these things are liquid. What's liquid mean? Okay, high volume, right? Best Buy trades about 4.5 million, right? That was today alone. TTWO trade 2 million. NVIDIA trade 25 million. These are liquid stocks, so you're going to be able to get in. But you go pull up what was one of these other ones? They don't trade that much. You're going to have a hard time getting in. And if somehow you managed to get in, you're going to have a real hard time getting out. Okay, the first one I pull up actually had some liquidity in it, so that makes me look like a fool. But a lot of these, they're not very liquid. You're going to have a hard time getting in. You can see here, right? Open interest, there's not a lot. So even though this thing trades, the volume does not for the options. So this would not be a good product. It's pretty wide too. Look at that, 40 cents. So you don't just go through, pick anything, and then hope, have these 42% winners, these 25% winners. So you got to take those into consideration. Where's my beer? Brandon. Sorry, guys, just reading up on chat. You find liquid stocks, you check their past performance only to get an idea on gap up, right? Because it could still blow you out of the water. So always remember that. But earnings plays, a great way to make that additional income when you're trading. Earnings season's 4 times a year. So you got a good couple of months, 3-4 weeks of 1 or 2 earnings trades, every day. And you're not going to win them all, guys. This one was a fantastic week. But I want to say I probably won 8 out of 10, right? 80% win rate on earnings plays, and they can be significantly profitable. Just think of how much you could have done in here if you did more than one contract. But on that note, trade small, trade often. Do not trade more than you're willing to lose. So, which is why I only do one contract on earnings plays versus everything else. All right. Now, I also want to talk, now that earnings are kind of done, I want to talk about this week's watch list. Those that are on it, I sent out a watch list talking about the four stocks that were on my watch list, which was UAL, AMD, Roku, and Twitter. And on Monday, I went ahead and took Roku. I felt that one was setting up the best. And I slightly adjusted one strike out of these. But I send out my watch list. I tell you what I'm looking at, a little bit of screenshot of what's going on, what I see, what I feel. And Roku, you guys can see here. I don't know if I can zoom in on this. There we go. Right. You can see Roku has been pretty much, sideways here. That's perfect for a strangle. So I went ahead and I did this strangle on Monday. Where is it? Too many tabs open, right? Monday the 18th. I'm hoping that's Monday. Otherwise, I'm horrible. That was all right. So I went ahead and I took this about midday, 11, looks like 11:20, and I adjusted the strike, right? 91.40. I did in my watch list. I said I was watching the where'd you go? I can't even read it. The 150 and the 90s. So I pulled the calls down a little bit, got a little bit better credit, and kept the probabilities really well here. All right. So just to give you an idea how these work when things go in your favor, normally a spread will be about, if you're lucky, 3 to 5 days. Normally 7 to 10 days. This trade I took off today, put it on Monday. Okay. And I was looking for about 460 with these strikes, the 150 and the 90s. But I actually changed it up and I did the 140s and the 90s, and I took a $5 credit. This play had the same probabilities roughly, and it was about a 74 pop and an 85 P50. If you guys aren't familiar with that, that's the pop is the percent of profit of making a penny or more by expiration. So I had a, what did I just say? Roku. I had a 74% chance that this trade was going to make a penny by expiration. But then I had an 85% chance of making half this money, half of $5, at an 85% chance before the expiration date. So went ahead, put that on, sold it, got $5 in credit. And that wasn't too expensive, you guys. The Strangle, it's not that expensive to put on. Let me show you Roku how much that actually costs. I think it was like $1,300. We're just going to quickly, roughly, just throw a number out here. Well, right now it's about $1,000. So pretty cheap to put on. You know, $100 product, $1,000 to put on. Not that bad. Guys, that took me 5 days. 5 days. And I bought it back at $3. Okay. Strangles are an awesome way to make money with high probability. That's what I do. High probability trader here. And that worked perfectly. They're not all going to work like that, right? You know, some days it's going to be about 15 days before I see anything. But this one was great because Roku was literally just trading sideways. IV was starting to come out about midweek and we really started to hit it. So I took this trade. Let me clear up the chart so you can see it a little bit better, right? And these are 90s. So I had this setup right here and I took it over here right when we were pretty much centered. Okay. I believe that Roku was going to stay sideways. It rejected the 200 moving average multiple days. So we just kept staying sideways. I leaned it a little bit short because of the squeeze and put that trade on. And lo and behold, within 2 or 3 days, we were sitting at like 30%. I thought for sure we'd be out of that. So today, the dip that centered us a little bit better, that did it. And we were able to close this trade for 40%. So perfect way to go. And end my week on a green 5 for 5. You guys can't get any better than that. So, but that's really it. I just wanted to recap that, guys. If you guys have any questions, I'll stay on here for about 20 minutes. But I want to let you guys know we're pretty much done with earnings season this cycle. So next cycle, as earnings start kicking back up, I am going to go ahead and start alerting a watch list on what I'm looking to trade that day for earnings. So it'll probably go out in the morning. So just say like NVIDIA had earnings today. I will send out a watch list or a little email of some sort that says, hey guys, I'm looking at doing NVIDIA and I'm going to sell a Strangle. And I want to try to get right around this much. And I looked at this close it tomorrow. So I'm going to start sending out on top of my weekly watch list. I'm going to send out those daily earning watch lists for anything that I feel looks good as we come into earnings season so that I can add a little bit more services to you guys, right? Everybody likes extra stuff. So, but that's it. That's all I got for this evening, you guys. Just like I said, I wanted to recap because a lot of you've seen my profits on Twitter or in the chat room, but you don't know how I did it. So just want to touch on that. Anyone got any questions before I go ahead and jump off and enjoy the rest of my weekend?
They belong to the continent of North America.
Make sure you get the email. Brandon, yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize for that, buddy. I got to call tech support. They're not getting back to me. About 50 people did not get those emails going. So I apologize for that. Hopefully I can get that fixed up. But yes, I will be. Do we get a video with that watch list? Steven, occasionally, yes, you will. You'll get a weekly watch list. Either it'll be a video watch list or it'll be, a regular emailed watch list. You will not get videos for the earnings. I don't have enough time to set that out, but I will send that out quickly. All right. Where's your futures lesson, Brandon? You are off topic, my friend. All right. So, but yeah, so you're going to get earnings. Those watch lists are going to come out daily. Okay. And then you're going to get your weekly watch list every Sunday evening. What I'm looking at. I know you are, buddy. I know you are. So, all right. He's never harassing me. So, the IV lesson, that's going to be another lesson. If I start talking about IV, I'm going to be here for another hour, and I wanted to keep this first video a little short here. Just recap on that. But you got any questions on anything like that? Hi, Audrey. Right, everything looks good. Yes. Snappy, the P50 and the pop. Tasty Trade's the only platform that physically actually shows it on here. You can calculate your pop, like if you're in toss or something, by just kind of using the delta. If you were to short a 30 delta, then you'd have about a 70% probability. Okay, just consider that, because a 30 delta is 30% chance. So you can kind of use that if you do not have Tasty Trade. All right. Welcome back, Davis. I thought you were leaving. You love my calm training. Thank you. I don't know if that's just the patience that comes with 4 kids or what, but thank you. Hey, Kevin. All right. But guys, I'm going to also, since you're all here with me, I'm going to start. And I say start, I'm trying, really trying. I want to start getting some live lessons out on the weekends. We'll start basic with basic options and work our way up to more advanced techniques such as strangles and straddles and as Davis calls it, dragon slayers or whatever you guys tell me. But I'm going to start to try to make this a little bit more entertaining, a little bit more educational, and try to get these going out, if not weekly, like every other week or something like that. The pop is percent of profit. Your chance of probability of profit of making that penny or more by expiration. Unless Marco comes, Brandon. Yeah. But hey, guys, that's really it. So, risk. What is ROR on TD Ameritrade? I don't think I'm familiar with that. I would have to pull up TD and kind of look and check on that. Maybe someone who uses TD could answer that in chat, but I don't know. Okay. So, all right, guys, I could chat with you all night long, but after a long day of talking already, I got to get off here. It's Friday. I'm done. Wanted to recap. Stay tuned, guys. If some of you aren't on my watch list, go sign up. Sign up here. I send those, wow, sci-fi. Sign up here for my weekly watch list. That's where you're going to get updates on, me setting up lessons or, earnings watch list, anything like that. Return of risk. Maybe, Natalie, maybe. I would have to go back in because I don't want to say yes or no and just be completely wrong. Okay. So, for some of you guys that don't follow my watch list, if you're here, join us, sign up. You're going to get in a Sunday night watch list of the top 3 to 5 stocks, futures, options, whatever it may be that I'm looking at. And then stay tuned for next earnings season. You'll get those daily watch lists for free as well. All right. So awesome. I'm glad you're learning. Just, shave my head, Brandon. You're killing me, buddy. All right. Hey, thank you guys. Great trading this week. Have a safe weekend, and I will see a lot of you on Monday. So, all righty. Take care.